Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Thank you so much for your show of love. Thank you so much for all that you do for this community to keep growing. Hope you're well in all your ways and you're loving yourself and others like always, and you are living your life according to your own way and you are being fulfilled in all that you do. When I say live your life according to your own way, your majesties, I'm not saying in any way that you should deviate from the ways of the Lord, because I think a lot of you are misunderstanding that. In your way, in the sense that you have to follow, listen to your heart, because the Creator speaks to us in our hearts. All right, listen to that still voice that speaks to you and take counsel, because most of the times we are so occupied with a lot of noises. The daily bread we go to search for, all are moving up and down, that we don't even have time to listen to the Creator speaking to us deep within us in that quiet place of our heart. Your Majesties, today I'm going to take your mind to something that is important. You know, when I keep saying this, that the mainstream media, there are things that the mainstream media do not bring to your notice. I'm not kidding. There are things that they deliberately do not show to you. Now, they show you things that just divert your attention. They show you things that preoccupy you, so you don't even sit to think about the things that are important. And this is exactly what they keep doing from ages past till now. And why do they do these things? To incite control, to divert your attention to things that are not of your good, so as to achieve whatever they want to achieve. All right. Now, there's been a place in Al-Kebulan when I say all this while, I believe you should understand me, that manna keeps falling every Wednesdays and Friday. Yes, you heard me right. That manna that was recorded in those scrolls of ours that was now turned into the Bible, you remember that part where the Creator fed his people with manna from heaven. All right, manna still falls in Angola, and they do not want to bring this to public.
The manna that falls every Wednesday and Friday at the Number Adventist station in the southern part of Angola. Manna has been falling in this drought-stricken area since 1945, and we praise God for providing to His people.
We have always had a poor harvest in this area, but God has always provided for His people. My sister can testify that they survived on manna when times were hard at the Number Adventist mission. Until today, people are still eating it.
Curiosity killed the cat, and so Sid Media's director, Noel Sibanda, visited the area in the southern part of Angola to get the first-hand information. And as they say, the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Here we are at Nama Adventist Mission Station. We came, we saw, we smelled, we touched, and now I'm testing for the third time just to convince you that indeed this is manna from heaven. The taste, I can't describe it. It tastes of everything that I've ever eaten that is so good.
I've also come to taste the manna, and I can't really describe how it tastes like. It is like honey, it's like a cake. I really don't have words to describe how it tastes like. Exactly, I don't know how to describe it. I just know that it's white and it's sweet, but the real taste, I can't have anything to compare with.
This story of Number, I've been just reading it in Storytime in Africa book. I taught my kids when they were growing with that story, and when my kids heard that we are going to Angola, they asked me, "Mommy, is that the same place where manna was falling?" I said, "Yes, but it should be in Angola, but I don't know exactly where that place is." But when we came here in Angola, we inquired of the place. They said, yes, actually, even now, manna is still falling. And I'm happy that I've visited the place today. And I picked a few pieces of it. I tasted it. It's very nice. when you are eating it, it's like something mixed with sweet, and there is a good fragrance on it. So you cannot really explain the way it is, but it's a very nice food.
Wow, it has been really a great experience here because stories have been going all over. I have heard about it. I tried to Google about it. And of course, when I Googled it, I found a small piece by Signs of Times, which was documented there. But even after I saw it, there were still doubts from my colleagues that I informed about it. Well, this morning we've made it to come here, and I still can't believe that I'm here. And we've got a bit of it here. It's a bit hard. The text is hard. I think it has dried up a bit. It's more or less like a cake's icing sugar that has been dried.
Small girl came to this bush and found some things that looked like bread but white, and she met two men who said, "Take and eat." She ate and carried some back home. And when the parents saw her, they said, "What is it you are having in your hands?" She says, "I don't know, but I've eaten." They said, "Don't eat, throw." She said, "I've already eaten. The men that I met told me to eat." And they went to look for the men. They were not there. Those two men disappeared. And the people went and picked the manna and ate. And they were falling every day except on Sabbaths. And this manna has been falling these days. It falls Wednesdays and Fridays if it's not raining. Unfortunately today, when we came, it rained in the night. But manna fell. We still managed to find a bit of it, and as evidence that it was there.
I don't have words to describe how I feel now. I can actually quote what another pastor said when he preached about manna, which the Israelites saw in the desert. And he said when they saw it for the first time, they just questioned, what is it? And that's the same question I have now. What is it? Because I can't even describe it. It's a miracle.
There is a miracle within a miracle regarding the falling of manna at Namba Adventist Mission Station. When the church members are not in good standing order with the Lord, the manna that falls is not white, but is blood-like and very bitter.
The falling of manna has to do with the believers also around. If in this congregation, one of the believers is not walking well with God, the manna that will fall that week will be bitter.
Your Majesties, we heard all that. Manna is falling up until now in Angolan. And this is according to the promises of the Creator. All right? It has not stopped falling. But whenever it stopped falling, there is a reason why it stopped falling. And like you heard the last person said, and I quote, that the falling of manna has to do with the believers around. All right? And this is what we keep saying, that however you are, whichever state you are, have effect on whatever happens around you. That is why I keep saying, when something wrong keep happening around you, that is a negative energy producing those negativity. There is a reason why. You have to ask yourself, what are you conceiving? Our thoughts are very powerful. Our thoughts can drive away blessings. You get the point? Our thoughts can drive away things that are supposed to come to us. Now, what do you conceive? What are those things you live with? What are those things you harbor in your heart? And this is where believing and it happening comes to be. I think in the previous video, we're talking about how when you ask, believing within your heart, with all your heart, that whatever you ask is going to be granted to you with a pure conscience. All right? Because it works hand in hand. You can't be asking where you fill your mind with hatred. You can't be asking when you deep within you, you know you are not in right connection with the Creator. So this is how it is. The manna falls based on the state of mind of the congregation around where the manna falls. But what it's important here is that manna falls. And this as well proves that that part of the Bible, that part of our scroll was real. And it also proves to rest right now that all these things we keep talking about happened here in Alkebulan. Your Majesties, I don't know if you get where I'm going to. These are evidences. There have been evidences around us. They are up until today, up until this moment I speak. There are evidences around us that show us that the Creator walked within us. He walked amongst us, and He is still walking in us today. He's not far away. He's not far away. Now, what baffles me is, you see how Kabulans and other people who believes in the Creator are paying some huge amount of money, traveling to some other places, that those places are holy ground or holy land. They're going to see where Yeshua walked. There are places they have arranged and tell you this is where Yeshua slept. This is what happened. In other places other than Al-Kabulan, while these things are right under our noses, they deliberately divert people's attention. You know, most of the times we ask questions, why is it that there's so much chaos around us right now? Why is it that there's so much sickness? There's so much what have you? Of course, there are people that trigger things to happen. But when we know the right source and we tap from the right source, there are things that will be so clear to us that we wouldn't have to ask questions, Your Majesties. I'm not going to take too much of your time today. I just felt like, why not I show this to you? And since about some amount of you have requested that we talk about this. Your Majesties, the Creator is closer to us than we think. It's not far away somewhere that we have to rush to. He is within us. He is around us. He is in our midst. What do you think? Leave your comment and thought there at the section, and I'll see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, always. Bye for now.